which hasn't changed for more than a century. We asked Middlesbrough player George Friend to swap the Championship for the Northern League, to investigate why fans and even players are choosing it over the professional game.
I play in the Championship, but I'm about to drop down 7 divisions. I want to know why the world's second oldest football league is still a success. So I'm joining Shildon. I've heard that some fans choose to watch this level instead of the Premier League, and even some players decide to stick around rather than turning pro. Welcome to the Northern League. Blood and thunder. Proper tackles, proper pies. It'll be my world for a bit.
Oh my God!
I want to get some advice from my mate, Middlesbrough first team keeper Jason Steele. Would I get booted, do you reckon?
Yeah, you get kick lumps.
Yeah?
Yeah, you get kicked all.
I don't think he's hard enough for the Northern League. Hey, get your hands out your pockets. You don't stand around like that here.
First things first, I need to know the league's history. So Mike, you are Mr. Northern League.
So they tell me. I've been chairman 18 years now, so I know a bit about it.
This cottage is a treasure trove of Northern League memorabilia, all collected by the Durham Amateur Football Trust, also known as Daft.
Of course, the whole history of the league goes back to 1889. There were 10 teams at the start, from the Tyne to the Tees.
The roots of North East football culture can be traced back to the very first Northern League season. It featured the 2 teams that joined to become Newcastle United. It featured Darlington and another famous old name. Is that the Middlesbrough?
That is the Middlesbrough.
So I probably wouldn't be standing here as a Middlesbrough player if it wasn't for the Northern League.
Well, I suppose you wouldn't.
The white-shirted Bishop Auckland have won the last 2 finals, and their hearts are set on the hat-trick.
By the 1950s, the Amateur Cup finals were being played in front of crowds of more than 90,000 people. It was a time when many Northern League players could play at the very highest professional level. But, like Bob Thursby, who played in this game, they chose not to.
And the team that was the most important one in the country was Wolverhampton Wanderers. They were way above Manchester United at the time. I went down there and sort of on trial for a week, and they wanted me to sign.
Bob turned down Arsenal too.
The maximum wage at that time for the footballers was £20 a week. So I thought if I go to university, I could probably make £20 a week. And as I say, I didn't have to retire at 34.
So the quality of the Northern League was so high because players who could have turned pro chose to stay put instead. While I'm with Shildon, I want to find out if that's still the case.
Just spot of training with Shildon, see what the standard's like in the Northern League.
Come on, George!
It turns out almost every member of the team has had some professional experience. Ben Wood chose to leave Sunderland, and John Braxton played for Hartlepool and Darlington. What made you stop searching for those professional contracts?
It's obviously every kid's dream to play football, but there comes a time when you've got to just think about your life and your future.
I want to catch up with a gaffer to find out why so many good ex-pros end up at this level.
Well, we've got a lot of lads who've come out of pro football, gone into, say, being a teacher. They've got that career there that they develop, and they're picking up a few quid playing for us at the same time. And overall, it's bringing more security to their family life, isn't it?
Sounds ideal. Where do I sign?
Well, after today's training, you might need to wait a couple of weeks.
Some Northern League clubs can't afford to pay their players, but at the top end, teams like Shildon can pay up to £200 a week. Not bad for turning up on a Saturday.
There's another team who will pay £400. There's a lot of people who will be happy getting £400 a week.
That's on top of a full-time job.
When I got released from Hartlepool, I thought, do I keep trying to chase a dream or do I get on with life? You know what I mean? I'm one of them where I'm a bit of a worrier. I like to think when I'm 30 I'll be secure with a house, nice car, you know what I mean? I don't want to be worrying for the rest of my life.
Stephen is now training as an apprentice engineer at South Tyneside College. He's already got a job with a cruise ship company. If a professional club did come in, what would have to prize you away?
I'm getting on with my life. It would take something like a 5-year deal, you know what I mean, with a nice signing on fee and a few grand a week.
I'm starting a family. I wonder what my wife would think if I had to look for a contract with a new club.
I definitely think being settled as a family would be pretty important to probably both of us.
So you can see why people in the Northern League do it. And
definitely.
So just like the 1950s, financial security is still the reason good players stay in the Northern League. But does it mean professional clubs like Hartlepool miss out on the talent? Do you ever feel like you're being priced out of the market?
We can be. If these boys can earn £500–600 playing in the Northern League and then get a job on top of that, you're probably looking at, you know, a salary up towards maybe 50k a year. We can't offer anybody 50k a year.
There's clearly a fair bit of money at the very top of the Northern League, not least at Celtic Nation in Carlisle.
And there's all brand new seating being put in. This is going to be the new sponsors lounge.
Celtic Nation is backed by an American-based tycoon. He can pay players whatever he wants, reported to be up to £600 a week.
For the league they're in, they're paid quite well, yeah. We're just fortunate with what's happened to us.
I've seen how the Northern League is attractive to local players. Top teams are professionally run. Maybe that's what's bringing the fans back.
This is what it's all about, match night.
Stick together tonight, boys. It's going to be a long game. Come on, away. Come on, fellas.
The club I've been with, Shildon, are fighting the big spenders for the league title.
What's the price tonight?
Don't ask me because I don't know.
Right then.
The secretary hasn't yet told me.
Tonight, the fans are well up for it. It's a bitter derby against another famous Northern League club, Bishop Auckland.
Are you giving us £1 too much? Is it dear enough as it is?
Northern League attendances have been up for the last decade.
I think it's a friendlier atmosphere. And you probably couldn't afford to go to Premiership games anyway, it would be too expensive.
Come on, boys, let's go! Boys, come on!
You get a decent game of football, it's relatively inexpensive, you see some very good players. The man who's just scored that goal, Paul Connor, is an ex-professional. He's Rochdale's record signing, and he's come back home, and this is the level of football he chooses to play at.
Come on, children! My sister-in-law and myself, we do the food. We've done it for a lot of years. Yeah, you don't get mince and dumplings at Chelsea.
A lot of the people who work very hard to keep Northern League clubs going do it because they are identified with West Auckland or Shildon or whatever, and that is their town and their team, and that is the way it works even now.
This is where it all happens.
Under normal circumstances you can get
three in, but when he's in, you only get 1.5 in.
People who work in these football clubs are absolute diamonds, they're gems, and the league would probably die without these people.
A 4-0 win for Shildon, and I've come to the end of my time in the Northern League. The professionalism shown in what is the 9th tier below the Premier League astonished me really, and the fact that so many people are involved and they're so passionate about the Northern League, they're proud to be part of it, and it's what makes the league so strong.